Welcome to Syntosa. In this video, we will create an app from scratch that will ingest data from a text file. For this, we will use the connection and data store we made in the previous videos. Let's begin with login using valid credentials. Once we log in successfully, we are redirected to the Workspace screen. The Workspace screen allows us to create folders to place our apps. In this session, we will use the existing Demo App folder. We will create our new app inside this folder. Click Create New in the right corner to create a new app. Then select the App option from the available list here. Create New App screen asks us to fill in the basic details to create a new app. Let's start by giving a name to your app. We also have the option to copy or import an app. However, in this video, we will create a fresh app. Here, we can briefly describe our new app in the description section. Our apps can be tagged, and we can also choose a different folder to store them in from here. We have selected the Synthesizer Freeform template and the same event store that we created in the previous video about how to create a data store. There are 3 sharing options available. We have chosen the public among these 3 so that everyone has access to this app. Upon selecting the Save button, the app is successfully created. After creating the app, we are redirected to the canvas to begin building it. The app is locked by default. To edit it, we must first unlock this. To create data pipelines, we can drag and drop connections and processes in the development canvas. These pipelines are referred to as apps. Once the app is unlocked for editing, I dragged and dropped the GCS connection and the from file process in Canvas to start building the pipeline. Connect the connection and process by linking them like this. Now, configure the connection. I am selecting the demo connection that we created in the previous connection video. On saving, we see the connection icon color changes to blue. Similarly, we have to configure the process. This screen is about the input details. Here we have to define the source path and source file name pattern to pick and process the file. We are using paths and files that we referred to in the GCS type connection video. We can auto-configure and validate the source file here. Using the magic wand, we can preview data of source file. Our source file is comma delimited. We can validate the source file by clicking on the Validate button. Since our source file is valid, there are no errors. Let me show you the source path and files inside the GCS bucket. We used a GCS connection in this app that provides the connection to the source folder and file that we will process using our app. Let's see the other details required on the input section. Since we are using a source file that includes a header for records, this toggle must be on. We should select incremental load if we are loading files that need to load fresh data on a daily or hourly basis. We can configure the date parsing section values in such a way that this will help to pick a file based on the date part in the file name. Data manipulation is useful in case we are getting backdated data in today's files. Let's check the schema section. Here we can configure the time source column for the subsequent process. By default, we have the file_date field as the partition column. Since our source file has headers, we can use the autofill button to fetch all the columns from the file without manually adding the fields or column names. In case our source file doesn't have a header field, then we still have the option to add columns manually and other ways to import the header fields. There are shortcuts to clear fields or export the schema too. Let's check the output section. This screen displays details of output tables. By default, our output resides in the Hive table, but we have the choice to select the Load to BQ option if we need our output in BQ tables. If all OK, save these configurations. You will notice the process icon color changes on saving. Let's save and lock all the changes we made in the app by clicking on the Save and Lock button. Finally, we can run the app by creating a new job via the Create Job button. Let's create a new job by giving the job name. We have the option of a copy job as well, but let's create a fresh one. The Add New button allows us to add the process to run. You can select the process that we configured and choose one runtime that will create a cluster to run this app. We also have the option to choose process mode depending on our requirement. We have selected Drop and Replace. Click Apply. We know the source file belongs to the 17th of April, 2024, so I'm running this for that specific date only. Click Save and Execute. We can monitor the live status of the app in the activity area on the right-hand side. There would be 3 steps in the job. First is the create cluster, second is the from file process that we added, and once the process is completed, last is the terminate cluster. Let's wait for all 3 steps to finish. Once all are finished, we will look at the output of the process. The job is finished successfully. Let us check the output of the process by clicking on the Output of From File Process. Details section shows the details of the input file and output, like the database dataset. The Schema section displays column details like the order data type and partition status. The State section displays the data per partition date. The Preview page displays data being processed. Preview data can be downloaded too. Finally, we can deploy it to production using the Deploy button if we are satisfied with the app result. That is all in this video. That is a quick video on how to create a simple app using From File Process. Please reach out to us to utilize the different processes for the complex use cases. Thank you.